What's up, guys? So I asked a question to the jiu-jitsu community. I asked about what's the best advice you received as a beginner, a white belt, or even throughout your journey in training jiu-jitsu. So this video is going to be focused more on training habits and gym culture. I think those two things can go hand in hand. So with these ideas, we're going to talk a little bit about what the idea is that you guys recommend. But I'm also going to give my take on the idea, whether it's good advice, bad advice, or if I would give you something different that might help you along your way. So idea number one is show up and stick with it. Basically, the idea says come to 100 classes and before you decide to quit. In my opinion, it's okay advice. I mean, you're talking about being consistent. You want to give something its fair shake. 100 classes is an arbitrary number. However, you want to go until you get some type of contrast. If you like jiu-jitsu, but you're kind of the nail right now, you're not doing very well, you're kind of maybe getting dominated in practice or even in tournaments, I think it's a good idea if it's something you enjoy and something you care about. I think you should continue until you at least get a little bit of success. That contrast, that success, it feels really good and it kind of changes things. You know, you'll see people go into jiu-jitsu and they're just struggling and all of a sudden they kind of get the hang of it. Something kind of clicks for them and they start getting a lot better. And they start developing some increased interest and desire and then improvement. So when you get better, when you get good at something, I think it makes it a lot more fun, right? So that's something to think about. Again, 100 classes, arbitrary number. You know, the point is get more consistent and build some consistency. The things that I don't quite like about this idea, just showing up. Like, I think just showing up is a start. I think if you just show up, you don't have any kind of intent or intention or any goals in mind, you're going to struggle and it's going to take you longer to get better. So just showing up is, again, like I said, okay advice, but not the best advice. The instance where I would say this is not good advice is if you really hate jiu-jitsu. Like if it's a struggle for you to go and show up to class every day or every time you go to class and you're like, you just hate it and you're miserable and it's really hard to get there. And you don't really enjoy yourself when you're there. It's just not something you feel like you want to do. I think that's a reason not to do the 100 classes or not to keep showing up, right? So you got to enjoy it. You have to find some value in it, right? You have to find some kind of enjoyment, some kind of value, some kind of benefit from training. For a lot of us, it's like, it's our why, right? What's your why for training? And you may not know that initially, but you may start to discover that as you train more. For some of us, it was just something that we like to do, is the camaraderie, the community. It scratched that itch of competitiveness that maybe we had when we were younger and wanted to find that again. So just show up, do 100 classes. It can be useful advice. I think the idea of getting to class consistently is key. It's important. But again, if you hate training, and not something you really want to do or you enjoy doing, then I think maybe not the best advice for you. So show up, give yourself a fair shake, get to the other side, have some contrast, and then decide if you want to stick with it.